Hey everyone, it's Jennine, your local realtor here in the Edmonton area. Today we are going to look at how the start of the year is shaping up, and yeah, a lot is happening. So you know what, let's just get to it. So before we start, I just want to remind you that this report is based on the city of Edmonton alone. It does not include all the surrounding smaller cities like Sherwood Park, St. Albert, Nisku, Beaumont, all of those areas. We still do work there though, however, so if you are curious about one of those areas, just send me a message, drop me a comment, send me a text, email, whatever way works. I'm happy to help you with that. So let's get into it, starting with detached single family homes. So looking at actives versus solds, we are at just over 32% have sold this last month. We are starting off a new year here, so if you followed along here, let's just take a look at last month, last year too. So last month in December, our sales were outpacing our listings, which was setting us up for a very busy start to the year. And we did get more listings, but we are increasing our sales, especially in comparison to last year. Again, looking once again, which is resulting in this. So our average price is increasing quite a bit month to month, year to year. Everything is just steadily going up, which is honestly a little unusual for a January and December. This time of year is usually our slower time, but it has been anything but slow, and it's setting things up for a very busy spring, especially as interest rates keep going down. There is a lot of, let's just say, chaos in the news a little bit with the tariffs and all of that stuff, and a lot of unknown. And with that said, there is talks about more interest rate decreases. So that is bringing a little bit more confidence back to some buyers coming back in hopes to get a lower interest rate. But it is also increasing our prices, especially also because we just don't have that much inventory. So let's take a look at all this as a whole. So we are this little red dot here over top of January. You can see we are having a much bigger start to the year than previous years. Okay, so let's take a look at what is selling. Again, our $300,000 to $500,000 range is the most popular. Those sales are outpacing the listings. So this range is becoming quite competitive. There's just low inventory, and it is increasing pricing overall. When we look at months of inventory, so 4 months worth of inventory means the market is balanced. Anything over 4 months means it's more of a buyer's market. There's lots of inventory to choose from. Buyers, it's not as competitive. So anything less than 4 months is usually noted as a seller's market because there's just not much inventory. There's lots of demand, very little supply. When we look at this, that range between the 300 to 500 is less than a month's worth of inventory. And now it's kind of starting to affect other ranges, price ranges too, especially as the interest rates go down, people's purchasing power goes up. So now we're seeing less inventory between 500 to 600, and it's slowly kind of going down from there. Days on market kind of reflects the situation, right? Between 300 to 500 is between 30 to 40 days on market. And when I say that, that doesn't mean 30 to 40 days that it's sitting there. That's usually the whole time. So when we count days on market, that's also during pending and condition time as well. So 30 days is not that much time on market. Everything else is pretty much between 50 to 60 on the higher end of the pricing. Now this is where it is interesting. Looking at sold at or over list price. So we are starting to see this pick up quite a bit, and within that popular $300,000 to $500,000 range, over 40, almost 50% of all listings are selling at or over the list price. So that is pretty uncommon for January. Normally I would say we're closer to maybe 20, lower than 20. And as you can see, even the higher price ranges are starting to go over that 20% as well. So if the trend continues, it's going to be a very busy spring. How to deal with this if you're a buyer, make sure you're prepared. Come with your pre-approval, know what you want, and be able to be quick because everything's moving quite quickly. And if you're a seller looking to sell, well, this is your perfect opportunity. There's no better time than a seller's market to sell. Okay, looking at duplexes and townhomes. And remember, duplexes and townhomes, there's two types. There's part of a condo board and not part of the condo board. So they are all in this one category. Usually when they're not a part of the condo board, they're a little bit higher in price, and part of a condo board is usually a little bit lower. Anyways, looking at actives versus solds, almost 40 or just over 43% sold. So again, looking at 2024, how we ended off, we were outpacing the listings for the solds. This month we have a little bit more listings than sold, but it is still quite busy because once again, looking at the average price, we are going up month to month and year to year. So looking at this in comparison to the previous years, again, we are having quite a bit of a head start this year. We are the little red dot above January there, so you can see that we are starting at a higher average price point than previous years. What kind of properties are selling at this range? So for this, it's fairly similar. Between the $200,000 to the $500,000 range is the most popular. Again, this whole price range is fairly competitive. Looking at months of inventory, you'll see that reflected as well. So again, anything over 4 months is a buyer's market, and anything under 4 months is a seller's market. So looking at this, again, just about a month worth of inventory for the popular price ranges. So everything is very competitive and moving quickly. Here you can see it again, just around 30 days for the popular price points there, between 200 to 500,000. And just like with the detached, with these price ranges, you are seeing about 40 to 50% of these listings are going at or over list price right now. So looking at apartment style condos, a little less activity in comparison, so just about 24% sold. And if we look at listings versus sold, for how we ended the year, we weren't outpacing the listings for apartment style condos, and that's very common for this type of property. We have a pretty good balance there between new listings and solds. However, even though we have more inventory, the prices are still going up here. So just slightly month to month and almost 10% year to year for apartment style condos. So looking at this in terms of each year, again, we're the little red dot above January there, so you can see we are getting another head start to the year in comparison to the previous years. The most popular price point for the apartment style condos is up to about 200,000 is the most popular. You'll see a little bit more inventory for this type of property, but that up to 200,000 range is still within a seller's market right now. This type of property will take a little bit longer usually, so 40 days or more, and not as many going at or over list price, and this is more kind of the numbers that we would expect. So there is a lot going on in the market here. That was a really brief, quick overview. If you want to learn more or get into specifics or anything like that, feel free to text, call, email, whatever way works. I'm always happy to help. Or even drop some comments below, ask some questions. I'm here to help. So until next time, see you.